I need my thing, for my lips. Nivea. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge, and we are live for Ipswich, Manchester United at Old Trafford. Surely we'll get 3 points tonight. Looking forward to it. I think we've picked the best team we can probably pick. I've seen a few people moaning about Obi Martin, but as I said in my preview, logically, he's a young lad, and we want to look after him, we want to nurture him, we want to protect him, and I just think like Garnacho against Everton, you bring him on when the game is a little less stretched. So I'm more than happy with that. Whatever you think. Rohan, welcome to the Members Club. There is the Man United team news. I've got it. Thank you. You're a legend. Okay, let me get it sticking. I need this at the start of the stream. Thank you very much. I've not been on the wine today, Albert. Not on a Wednesday. Not on a Wednesday. We're going to lose, aren't we, says XX. Mate. We could easily lose this game. We're Manchester United. The other way. I feel like opposite of Gary Neville. We're Manchester United. We could lose to everybody. So that's absolutely true. We can't argue about that. But 7:30 is the news, and Frank on TikTok says, got a strange feeling that Højlund bags tonight. Bookmark it. Rasmus to score. I'm going to just do that then on my Insta, on my Twitter to tweet it out. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. I hope you've all signed up for player ratings, by the way. I put it in the live chat, and I think it's going round on the stats carousel at some point. Remember, player ratings, we now have a sign-up process. The player ratings were brilliant at the weekend because of that. So, if you want to, we had a few problems with the confirmations going out. So basically, click the link in the live chat or the video description for player ratings. You put your email and your password, and then you'll get an email confirming it is your email. Click on that, and then you'll always be able to go in for every game and do your player ratings. But I'd get doing that early, because then you don't have to panic about it later. But we've sorted out a few of the problems. Mark Dennehy has gifted 5 memberships. You're an absolute legend, mate. Thank you very much for that. Let's go through that United lineup. Onana in goal, Yoro, De Ligt, and Maguire. I think this is the team I picked in the preview, isn't it? Ricky's back. Good. I'm happy about that. Dale signed up for player ratings. Great. That's also the sign up. If you sign up to do player ratings, you will get the fan survey at the end of the week anyway, because we'll have your email address to send it to. So you will get the fan survey by doing the player ratings. So it's a double win. But yeah, I think this is the team I picked in the preview. It is. Garnacho and Xerxes behind Rasmus. Bruno into the midfield with Agate. It ain't perfect. I'm not happy with Delo at the moment. I'm not happy with Bruno in the midfield. I'm not particularly happy with Rasmus and Xerxes. And I wasn't happy with Maguire and De Ligt at the weekend, if I'm being honest. But I do think it's about as good as it's going to get for Manchester United at the moment. And I think it's the best team we can pick. Unless anybody's got any issues with it, I really do think it's the best team we can pick. The bench, obviously, if I go through that for you, we have got Obi Martin on there. We've got Casemiro. He's done his tweet, though. I don't know whether we can be bringing Casemiro on, because he's already done his shift today. He's already tweeted it's match day. I mean, we don't overwork him for that 350k. We've got Casemiro, we've got Eriksen, we've got Grasic, we've got Harrison, we've got Heaven, we've got Mazraoui, we've got Lindelof, and we've got Obi Martin. I mean, it's just not a very strong bench, is it? I mean, I don't know why. I don't know. Should Coney be on the bench? We're one short anyway. I mean, I don't really understand that. Ipswich have got an extra bench player to us. I don't know why you wouldn't just put a Kone on there, really. I don't know. But he's not there. Lindelof, Eriksen, Casemiro, Mazraoui bring a bit of experience to the bench. But I don't look at that bench beyond Obi Martin and go, let's bring them on. It's very, very defensive. And it's basically full of defensive midfielders and defenders. So there's not a lot of options in an attacking sense apart from Obi Martin. Come on, United. Can't get beat by Ed Sheeran at home, says Greg. Happy Mardi Gras. Come on, United, says PMV Patrick. Thank you. Remember, this was Amorim's first game, wasn't it? His very first game was Ipswich away. I think we were all hoping we were going to be cooking. Did Rashford not score in the first few minutes as well? And then they equalised, and actually, they nearly bloody beat us, didn't they, if I remember correctly? I think I do remember correctly. I think they nearly bloody beat us. Ivan says, with Yoro, I don't understand why we don't start Mazraoui at right wing back when he's healthy. He was so good at that position when we got him. He's a good player going forward. Because, rightly or wrongly, it's absolutely chucking it down at Old Trafford, by the way. Rightly or wrongly, Amorim loves Bruno and Delot. We have to accept that. Well, you don't have to accept it, but it's a reality. Every manager in history has had favourites, and he loves Delot and he loves Bruno, and that's just the way it is, right? So, yeah, I mean, I think he obviously likes Delot at right wing back. I don't like Delot at right wing back. Couldn't bloody cross his legs, let alone a football, but I think that we've got to look at that. Just a little bit on Osman, by the way. Napoli sporting director has come out, Giovanni Marna, and said that it's true that Victor Osman has a release clause in his contract. We're working to find a solution as soon as possible to avoid a late transfer, as happened last summer. Obviously, there is talk of him coming to Manchester United, isn't there? You know what? I'm not going to talk about transfers because it's a match day and we will be live with the match in about 20 minutes. But I've got to be honest, the Osman story doesn't excite me at all. And you know why it doesn't excite me? I like Osman. I've always liked Osman. I mean, I remember at Napoli, I'd be over the moon with signing Osman. I really do think he is a really good striker. But the reason it doesn't excite me is because it's almost idiotville. You know, it's the sort of stuff the Glazers would do, and it terrifies me that Ineos would. Oh, we've got Victor Osman and everything's meant to be okay. And I'm like, all right, people might shoot me down for this, but I feel like going, I'm educated and I know that a striker won't solve our problems. Like, I'd rather have Xerxes or Rasmus up front and get in a good winger and a good number 10 and then get the striker next summer. It's like getting the icing on the cake and not doing the cake. So, yeah, I like Osman. But it's almost like, we've got Osman, everybody, we're cooking. And also, you know why they'll go for Osman as well? You know why? I'll give a prize to anybody who can get Osman. I will give you 2 free tickets to the show in Dublin. So whoever gets this first, Drew Ross, you've got it. Right, Drew, I don't know how you're going to get in contact with me. I will keep an eye out if you want to figure out a way that you can get in contact with me. But if you want 2 tickets to the Dublin show, which is 3 weeks tonight, then I will get you them, and I promise you that. Because shirt sales. This is exactly why we want Osman. Nigeria love football, and I'm talking about the country like it's a person. Nigerians love football, and they have a huge population. So if you buy Victor Osman, and we already know this from Agallo, remember when we got Agallo? We were massive. We were absolutely massive. And I'm not saying Agallo was the best player, but for that first couple of weeks when we got Agallo, it was absolutely huge for the club and the support we had from Nigeria. So if we get Osman in, they'll be looking at that. They'll be looking at shirt sales, and they'll be looking at merch and everything else. So, but look, I do want to sign Osman, but I want us to buy players. I don't want to be here this time next year going, we've got a striker up front with no service, and everyone's going, you can just predict it. You can easily predict it. They'll come up with a nickname for him, like the Nigerian Rasmus or something like that. They'll just say, yeah, he can't deal with the Premier League, he's overrated, and all that stuff will start again because he hasn't played in the Premier League, has he? And it will all be because of a lack of service. But what will actually go round is overrated. Yeah, you know the British press would love to burn another foreign player as well. So if we're going to bring someone like Osman in, can we actually get players to create chances for that striker? I would love to see that. I watched Obi Martin, and I don't think he's anywhere near ready. Seen many more impressive players at his age as United for life. I mean, that's harsh. I don't know how you can judge somebody who's only just 17, by the way. Waterfalls at Old Trafford tonight with the rain, says Malps. Yeah, if you're in Old Trafford, watch your head because it will be leaking. Hoyland is very lucky to be starting, in my opinion. Plus, the young players have a big game against Arsenal coming up, says Jason Hanna. I think you're right, Jason. I think Rasmus is very lucky to be starting at the moment, and I think that comes down to a lack of options. But I would also flip a coin on that and say Delo's very lucky to be starting. He's been shit for weeks. Maguire's very lucky to be starting after his performance at the weekend. Bruno is very lucky to be starting. I don't think he played well at the weekend either. I don't think Xerxes played that well. So I think there's a few people that are very lucky to be starting. And let's not pretend that it's all about one player. Hello, Mark. I'm trying to do sign up for player ratings and I put my name in and it says you have entered an invalid. Do you know the reason? Says Darren. Put an email address in. So when you go to player ratings, if I click it, when you go to sign up for player ratings, it will take you to the website and it says email address or username. Just put your email address in there, create a password, and then go to your email address and you'll get it. If it doesn't accept that email address, I don't know because it worked for me on Gmail, but I presume it works on other ones as well. We need to bench Maguire, says Noah. He's too slow with and without the ball and doesn't connect the press. He's just not good enough. Also, Eriksen should play. That's a contradiction though, isn't it, Noah? You're saying that Maguire's too slow with and without the ball and doesn't connect the press. And then you've said Eriksen should play, who is definitely too slow, but can connect the play. Thank you very much for your super chats there. Okay, let me get the stats carousel rolling around for you. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually looking forward to this game tonight. I'm not even gonna mess around. I am actually looking forward to this. It feels like we haven't had a midweek game for ages. We've got Europa League for the next couple of weeks. Fulham in the cup at the weekend. They're all games we could win as well. So I feel like we could get a result. Obviously, Liam Delap is playing up front. Some people would take him at Man United. I call him Liam is crap. No, I don't really. I'm actually joking. I think he's a decent player. But I don't think he's a solution for Manchester United. That's what I'm saying. So no, I just thought it was a very obvious joke, and I feel like it was a little bit childish now, but I still went with it. But if he misses a chance, I'm going to go Liam Delap. More like Liam is crap. But yeah, he'll probably score a hat-trick now and everyone will blame it on me, which is just the way it goes. But no, I think Ipswich, I've got to be honest, I'm not going to disrespect Ipswich. I think we'll win about 6-0. No. Our record score is against Ipswich, by the way, 9-0. We beat Ipswich, Andy Cole, etc. But what I will say is I am expecting an Ipswich performance that is similar to the Southampton game. Remember when we played Southampton in... when did we play Southampton? Was it January? And everyone was like, oh, we're going to win like 6-0 and all that. And then we actually really struggled. They played us off the park at times. So I sort of feel like it might be a little bit like that, you know? I think they'll come and give us a game, basically. Everybody comes to Old Trafford and enjoys themselves. Whether it's a stadium tour, the Red Cafe, or you're an away team, everybody comes to Old Trafford and has a great time. And I think Ipswich will come and express themselves. Like a woman, not a woman, like a cow expresses milk. I think, I don't know why I went down that road. Anyway, Ipswich, I think, will come and express themselves. Obviously, Kieran McKenna has maintained his principles throughout the season. They have played the way they want to play, and I think that they will come and have a go here, of course. But you know what? Let them come. Let them come. Let them come. Let them all come down to Old Trafford and. Look, hopefully they will have a go because it'll open the game up. But I think I like to do this before a game. Thanks to everyone who's given us a follow on TikTok, by the way. You're very welcome. Thanks you, Julian. There's a few things I want from the game today. You know, I used to do this a lot, and I've not done it as much this season because we've been shit. But there's 3 things I want today, and I'm going to write them down, and we can revisit them in the match reaction. I want a goal for Rasmus. Not asking for much. I want creativity that's definable. And what I mean by that is we might score 4 goals from shots from the edge of the box. I want creativity. I want to score goals that are created. I want to see cutbacks and tap-ins. I want to see crosses and headers. I want to see movement to create chances for people. I don't want to see individualistic goals. I want to see creativity. And the third thing I want to see is, I don't want to see a 50-50 game. I don't want to see Ipswich expressing themselves and it being close. I want to start seeing performance, because Fulham are a decent team, and we got them in the cup on Sunday. And if we play a game against Ipswich where it's another bloody 50-50, then we're going to come unstuck. And also, Sociedad, they ain't that bad. And that rhymes. So I want to see us start to not necessarily dominate, but perform better. And I am worried. I am worried about Man United. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to win 6-0 and dominate, because we just don't do that. And I think Amorim will be worried. He sees them in training and they're very good, and then they're absolute shite. So I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm just going to say these are the things I want to see. What happened to Binder, given Onana's latest form? He's injured, Samsu. And Mike JBA's gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. This game can be won if the players do what we're told in the youth teams. Play simple 5. Yeah. That's 4 things, actually. The 50-50 thing I made up because I forgot about the third thing. Basics. Matthew's absolutely spot on. We don't see Manchester United doing the basics enough. I do not want to see us not marking people. I do not want to see misplaced passes. And I do not want to see us conceding from set pieces and not being good for set pieces. That's what I don't want to see. So Matthew's right. This game can be won if the players do what they're told, play simple 5-yard passes, keep their heads, and don't go for the Hollywood ball. Absolutely. If you don't know what the Hollywood ball is, by the way, it's the Hail Mary. It's the, I've got the ball, I'm going to try and play a killer pass every single time. We need Iron Man to build a time machine and help us to stop Sir Jim Thanos from snapping his fingers. Sir Jim Thanos, says Vin. And if we lose today, how long or more bad results until those Ineos Prats decide to sack Amorim and pay 10 million to bring Southgate in, says Club 1878. I actually don't think they would sack Amorim because of the cost. Double D, thank you very much for your super chat. I'm sitting here ready for the game. My head tells me I'm supporting a business I hate. My heart tells me I'm supporting the badge. It's a terrible feeling, and I've got my ticket for Dublin, Mark, says Double D. Well, I hope to see you there, mate. Really looking forward to it. I actually, 3 weeks tonight, in the middle of Dublin, is the United Stand live show. We've got some cracking guests on. We've got a live quiz, and the prize is fantastic, and I'm the quiz master, and some of you will be called up onto stage. Maybe we'll get Double D on, actually. Maybe he deserves to be one of. I think Double D should get shouted up if he wants to for the quiz, and we'll get a couple of others up as well. Matthew, talk about shirt sales. Do you think if they keep Garnacho, they're going to give him the number 7? Says Matthew. I think the number 7 does need to be given to somebody else. But as I said, 3 weeks tonight is the show in Dublin. There are still, I think, a couple of hundred tickets left. It's a big venue. I think it's like 1,300. So really excited about it. Fantastic venue, the Liberty in Dublin. Get your tickets while you can. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the video description. There was something else I was going to say about it, and I can't remember. Yes, I was putting elements of the show together today, and I started to get excited. It's always great when you announce the show and start looking forward to it, but the closer it gets, I actually start putting time aside, and I've started putting together I map the show basically, and I've sort of got it in segments and some stuff we want to do. So I think it's going to be our best ever. And I think it's going to be really interactive and good. So I'm really looking forward to it. And there'll be a few bits of comedy in there. Hopefully you will laugh. But most of it is going to be at the expense of people that we don't like. So, it will be funny. I'll wear my best suit, Mark, says Double D. I'm definitely calling you up now. Imagine if Mojo was there as well. We'll get Double D, Mojo and Patrick Lynch. Probably our 3 biggest super chatters. I think Rashford has proved you wrong, Mark, says Olmo. I don't remember what I said that... I don't remember what I said to get wrong about, but last time I checked, he hadn't scored for Aston Villa, and they'd only won 1 in 4. So, Mark, is Bruno going to be a 3 again today, says Lone Ranger? But it was a 9. Who scored gave Bruno a 9? So, I mean, he's one of those players, isn't he? Look, the thing about Bruno is, when I said, if I gave Rashford a 3, you're a Rashford hater and you get death threats. If you give Bruno a 3, people want to build a statue of you because he is very divisive. But the funny thing is, I actually really like Rashford and Bruno. I just think that they've been crap for a long time. But I do like Bruno. I really want him to do well. But I'm not going to lie. Dorgu was brilliant against Everton. Agate was brilliant against Everton. And everybody knew that. But apparently Bruno was brilliant. And half people do agree with that and half people don't agree with that. Well, that's an issue. We can't just go, you're a moron for thinking he was a 9 out of 10 or you're a moron for giving a 3 out of 10. There's something that everybody's missing there. If some people think he played well and some people think he played shit, there's something wrong there. And we can all argue with each other. But I was thinking about this on Monday. I thought, no, we're probably both right. Because he's probably done stuff that the people who think he was man of the match liked. But he's also done stuff that people thought he was shit did as well. So the truth of the matter is, Bruno's performance on Saturday was very divisive. But I don't disagree with the people who thought he was man of the match. And I don't disagree with people like me who thought he was bloody rubbish. But there's something about Bruno that I think if he does certain things, people go, oh my God, he's amazing. But then some of us look at it and go, well, for the first hour, he couldn't play a 5-yard pass. And I also, what I would say, and I don't want it to be Bruno watch. I don't want it to be Bruno watch. But what I would say about Bruno is just watch him in the midfield, because if he leaves the space, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Agate struggles tonight, because I've seen this. As soon as the Mainu Agate thing stopped, Agate's performance has started to drop because he's got so much work to do, which I think has been a bit of a problem. But hopefully Bruno will be disciplined. If you're going to play centre mid in a midfield pivot, then you've got to be disciplined. And no, I'm not joking. Like, he actually has got to be. He's got to be disciplined. We are sponsored by Manscaped tonight, everybody. Big shout out to Manscaped. If you don't know what Manscaped is, I won't do the accent because I don't know what accent it is. But we are sponsored by Manscaped tonight. We've got the Dream Team. We've got the Beard Hedge Trimmer. I need to use this, actually. It's got 20 different lengths on it. It's waterproof. It's bloody massive. Feels really familiar in the hand. And I've also got the lawnmower for down there. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Yes, you use it around, you know what. Got the Handyman, which once you've charged it up, you literally can put it in your pocket. That'll give you a clean shave or a tidy up if you want. And I've also got the Weed Whacker somewhere. I don't know whether I've got it upstairs. Where's the weed? Oh no, the Weed Whacker's there. That goes up your nose. Oh yeah. Have some of that. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code TUS20. Thank you very much to Manscaped. Fantastic products, and they can be delivered to your door for free with a 20. Well, you get free delivery. You don't get they don't get delivered for free, but you get free delivery, which can be expensive. Shipping can be expensive. I've noticed that there has been an increase in shipping costs around the world over the last couple of years. You get that for free with Manscaped, and you also get 20% off with the code TUS20. So check out Manscaped. Absolutely fantastic. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. The leader in male grooming. A lot of people ask me, what about females? I've never asked the question of Manscaped because I'm a man. And they only mentions Manscaped. So I don't know. And I don't really want to ask Mrs. Goldbridge about trying it out. So, yeah, there we go. I've backed United in my bet. I must be stupid, says Joey. But thank you very much to Manscaped. Free delivery. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. And don't forget to use the code TUS20 to get 20% off. Dave Hill has gifted a membership. Who do you think should leave and who should stay, says Hassan. Oh, it's a big list, mate. I mean, Casemiro's got to go. Eriksen's got to go. I think we might. You know, I know we gave Maguire the extension, but I actually think he will stay. But I think it's all about cost. Realistically, he should be going in the summer. I think that you know what you're going to get with Harry, but there are limitations as well, and there are weaknesses to it. So I'd be moving him on, Lindelof on, Casemiro, Eriksen on. I'm trying to think who else. Luke Shaw, Mason Mount. I'd get rid of them. Honestly, I just think they're going to be deadwood, if I'm being completely honest. Obviously, Rashford's got to go. Anthony's got to go. Sancho will go. And I think that would be a pretty good start. There are others that need to go, but look, Onana for me is worth adding in there. Some would even say Bruno, which is never going to happen. Some would say Rasmus, of course, and that's fine. Like you make your own choices, don't you? But there is quite a lot. I can't see it happening. I think they'll do the easy ones, which will be Eriksen and Lindelof. Ali McCoist gave Bruno man of the match at the weekend, says Cameron. Look, I think Ali McCoist is a half decent commentator in a pool of shit, but I also think that's a crap opinion. Sorry, I'm allowed to say it. I'm sure he'd say the same thing about my opinion. Trim the Sancho to make the team look better, says Will Scott. Thank you very much, Cameron, for your super chat. Mark, wait for 10 years to win our first Premier League or relegated this season and get rid of Glinios now. 100% relegated, mate. It's 1 year out of the Premier League. I could deal with 12 months out of the Premier League to get rid of Glazers and Ineos. 100%. Sign me up. 1 year. As soon as the Championship season started and we're winning every week, everyone will be looking forward to the next season. I'd 100% do it. 100%. Davil, thanks for gifting a membership, by the way. Hollyway, thank you very much for your super chat. Very generous. Thank you, Hassan. Ethan Lockie, got a feeling Garnacho will score today, says Arda. You know what? If we beat Ipswich, we're not back. It's not Amorim ball. Musa and Lervo, thanks for the follow on TikTok, and Huey as well. We're not back if we beat Ipswich. And the critics will still be saying, United are shit, this, that, and the other. But what it will do is it will give us, the fans, a bit of positivity going into bigger games. Like, even if we win this game, it doesn't really do a lot for us, does it, in relation to the league table? So I think that, I think that I would be very much of a mind to just get a result, hopefully get a bit of a good performance, and take it from there. Players are coming out onto the pitch, which is always a good start. They've done that bit. That's a 6 out of 10 for everybody just for coming on the pitch. Not like that. Opinion on Xerxes, Mark, says Gareth on TikTok. I like Xerxes. I think that I do agree with the previous comment about this being in a home game and an opportunity for people to express themselves. Old Trafford is a lovely big pitch, and just maybe we could express ourselves instead of the opposition doing it. I mean, there's a novel idea, but no, look, Xerxes in the right circumstances could be a really good player tonight. But I also think that we're sort of damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. If we don't win or play well tonight, then people will be sort of taking the piss out of us. And if we do win, then people will be going, oh, it's only this lot, So I think that's worth mentioning as well. Right, I'm just making sure the timer's going to work here. Which it should do. Okay, there we go. Okay. Seems to be a bit of focus on Rasmus. I mean, look, I'd love him to score because it's a confidence game and his confidence is obviously very low. Even, Amorim's admitted that. So it would be great to see him score. But nothing is guaranteed, is it? I think Dorgu's going to work out, yeah? Still a mice in this. Apparently, there's still a mice infestation at Old Trafford, I've just been told, which is lovely to know. Thanks for all your super chats so far. Hoyland and Garnacho have to start scoring, says Robert. Are we standing today, Mark? I am, Mike. I like to stand up for the game. And thank you, Mark. I haven't been feeling too well, and watching you has made me feel a lot better. A United win would be nice as well, says Raphael. Do you think we could keep Garnacho if we win the Europa, says Kieran Cook? I think if we win the Europa League, we'll keep Garnacho. I think that's a great point. I think if we don't, then we'll probably see changes, yeah. Darren England is the referee, by the way. Not that that's... I mean, Ipswich will still look at Wolves losing yesterday, by the way, and think that they've got a chance of staying up. So let's not forget that Ipswich will be coming here playing for their lives. God damn it! They'll play for their lives. Why not? In the relation to the league table, they are currently third from bottom, 5 points behind Wolves, but they've got this game to play. So, yeah, they've got a good chance, haven't they, if they can win today. What's your score prediction? I went with a 3-1 to Manchester United, Deville. We have kicked off, by the way. Sorry, I've just lost my... I've got it back now. Bradders. What's your favourite player? Bradder says, who's your favourite player in our Man United 11? I mean, I'm sort of at an age now where I don't necessarily have that, but if I was to say who my favourite player is at the moment, it's very, very difficult. I mean, I do like Agate simply because... Oh, here we go. Fucking hell. Big chance already. It's like a knife through butter. It really is. It's that easy. It's ridiculous. I mean, if he connects with that, that's 1-0. They just carve through straight away, shoots wide. Oh my God. Take me home, MU, says John. Finally a good ref, says Joseph. What's the score prediction? I've done that. I wish United Stand got streaming rights. Sky TNT, all them commentaries are shite, says Adarsh. Thank you very much. Thank you to Raphael. If Arsenal lose tonight and Liverpool win, is the league officially settled? Well, it already is for me, Football Edits Daily. Can you say hi to my grandson Leo, says James Dockery. Hi to Leo. And I agree with you that I don't think relegation is possible, but hypothetically, if it happened, do you think it would actually lead to new ownership? No, Alec. I think people say, would you get relegated to get rid of these owners? Yes, I would. I don't think there's any prospect of them going. As much as we'd love to see them go, the problem, we still won't be able to replace them, says Chris. Davil, I've done that as well. Thank you very much. Off topic, but if we get to the Europa League just to lose to Tottenham, we deserve to get bantered. Imagine if we did. What's your prediction? Can you call me a prat, says Leo? I've done my prediction, and I'm going to go 3-1 to United. And you are a prat, Leo, because I've already did it about 2 minutes ago. Spurs won't reach the final of the Europa League. No European pedigree, says Chi. And there are other games going on tonight. Brentford are playing Everton. Nottingham Forest are playing Arsenal. And Tottenham are playing Man City. And then Liverpool kick off at 8:15. But Dorgu, good call. I tell you what, that's what you want to see. Nice ball into Dorgu by Garnacho, and he very nearly cut it back straight away to Xerxes. That was good football by Man United. You want to see more of that. Commentators get introduced, and the first thing Robbie Savage mentions is the continued use of 3-4-3, and that's a must for win. Amorim mute, says BCJ. Yeah, if you've got Robbie Savage on TNT, you should really be hitting the mute button and just listening to this. I mean, it literally is the best advice you can give, because the guy doesn't know it. Oh my God! Oh my fucking God! What are we doing at the back? What are we doing at the back here? Dorgu's just passed it past Anana, and they've scored an open goal. What the fuck are we doing? It's like bloody Pornhub. It's so easy. On you go, click your category and have a you know what. I mean, I didn't know it was bloody Ipswich's birthday. What the bloody hell? It's a gift. It's an absolute gift. I need to see the replay of this. Absolute shite. Rubbish. It's a ball over the top. Why is Anana even coming for that? Just why? He's got no right to come for this at all. He'll head it back to you. What? Why is Onana coming for that? He's absolute shit. I mean, Dorgu makes a mistake, but you know what? I think he's looking, and I don't think he realises Onana is so close. I think that's what happens. He doesn't realise that Onana is so close. And Dorgu will get the blame. But, you know, when you've played the game, in that situation, you don't expect your goalkeeper to be 2 metres away from you when you're chasing a ball down like that. It just doesn't need to be there. Listening in from university, can't believe it. Can't even yell at my screen, says Eric. Onana saves like FIFA 07 on easy, says the SP. And what's going on? We cannot speak, says Howder. These players need to show some form of performance tonight. If we can't beat Ipswich, how can we expect to do well in the Europa, says Ruben. I mean, I'm just absolutely stunned by this start. They've already had a half-decent chance and we've gifted a goal up. Anthony Jury says, why is Dorgu getting the... I'm not giving Dorgu the blame for that. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. But in fact, let's do a poll. Who is at fault? Easiest thing to do. For me, you play the game, you understand the pitch, and you understand the dynamics. That ball's coming over your shoulder, you've got an Ipswich player behind you, your eye's on the ball, and you're aware of the Ipswich player, and you know where your goalkeeper roughly is. What Dorgu has done is he's followed the ball, it's wet, it's raining, and instead of trying to head it, he's gone with his stronger foot, and he's knocked it back. But as the ball's come down and he's about to knock the ball, he's gone, fucking hell, what's Onana doing there? And then it's too late. The motion, the physical act has already happened. So, yeah, I think you can blame Dorgu, but I think in that position at the highest level, ball over the top, it's raining, you're watching the ball, you're watching the player, and you're thinking, I'm only going to let this bounce, and then I'm just going to instantly knock it back to the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper, his position is so shit. Like, he should be thinking, what if the player does that? I'm way too close. So Onana's sort of got himself in the eye of the ball, and he's not thinking, well, what if Dorgu touches it that way? So, yeah, and also, who's shouting at who? There should be a shout from the keeper. The keeper should be coming out going, keepers. So it depends on the shout as well. But you know what as well? What were we talking about on Monday? I said to you, didn't I? I said there's absolutely no... What's Maguire doing? He's wrestling. I said to you at the weekend, there's absolutely no way that defence has got any confidence in that goalkeeper. Oh my God, we learn all of this on Sunday League Football, says Jahid. You think these players are actually glazers out, says Anthony. Thank you very much for your super chat. Who told him to come off his line, bruv, says Stefano. It's mentally draining to support this team, says Bruno's burner. Amorim's system will get the blame from the media, says Andre. Onana should have been screaming at Dorgu, says James Clough. Onana didn't trust Dorgu to hand it simply, says Perk. And let me get back to watching Night Agent. The fraudster Onana annoys the crap out of me. Can't watch this, glazers out, says Ryan. Dorgu's going to get an undeserved stick now. Not from me, mate. I'm not having it. I don't blame a young player for that at all. Dorgu didn't expect Onana to make that awful choice. Exactly, Cole. I don't know whether anybody's ever played centre-back or left-back or right-back in a back four when you're dealing with the ball over the top. There's so much going through your head. You're chasing it. You're worried about the person chasing you. You're worried about the bounce of the ball. Header by Maguire straight at the keeper and Delo puts it over. There's a lot of things going through your head, and then you're not looking at your goalkeeper as well. I think that's something I would also say. When that ball's going over your head and you've got a player chasing with you, you're not looking at your goalkeeper because you trust your goalkeeper not to do something stupid. And that's the thing. Onana has put a problem into Dorgu's arena that he doesn't need. He doesn't need that problem. It's bad goalkeeping. He doesn't need to come and do that. It's not a ball for a goalkeeper to come and get. He could put it out for a throw-in. He could pass it back to the goalkeeper. He could put it out for a corner. It's nearly... Fucking hell, what are we doing here? Bruno, what are you fucking doing, mate? That's shit. This is shit. This is absolutely shit. It's so shit. You think the... get Bruno off set pieces, says Luke. Scott Crane, welcome to the members club. Mark, it's just the players protesting for a minute. Have a pint on me. We'll need it, says Cyber Spider. I hope you're doing well, mate. Bloody basic, says Lee Berman. Number 7 shirt curse is real. Just take it off him, says Parker. Let's get the problems out of the way quickly, says Hypnotic. And anyone who blames Dorgu just doesn't get football, says Addy. Thoughts on a Birmingham away game next season, says Dan. Dorgu did nothing wrong, in my opinion, says Jackie Boy. It was either pass it or lose it. He thought Onana was in his position and took the risk, but he wasn't, says Jackie. Onana's fault every day of the week. Who sees Dorgu has control? And I bet Onana didn't say anything, says Che. I think it's about time United games are stopped on sports channels. It now needs to be the Comedy Central, says Carl. No, 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 no. Please no, says Matthew Paul. Well, 78% of you are blaming Onana and 22% Dorgu. So I think most of you know what you're on about. Chris and Max, thank you very much for your follow on TikTok, by the way. And CBB as well. And Draining Pick. Thank you, pal. This keeper is slow off his line when required and quick when unnecessary, says Thomas. For me, watching since 2002, he's the worst goalkeeper in club history. We need to sell. Here's Xerxes. Shitball. Really shitball. Do you think Amorim has a hit list for the window? I think he's got a massive list he'd like to get rid of, mate. It's just whether he can do it. Great assist by Dorgu. You can't pass the ball with the head. You really needed the foot, says Alexander. And Arna, don't trust the defence. I wouldn't trust them running a bath either, says that monoxide poison. And Mark, I bet you thought you were never losing to Ipswich, as Katie Talks Rovers. We're not going to lose to Ipswich. Long way to go. What is Amorim supposed to do about players making Sunday League mistakes, says James Clough. Exactly. Well, it'll be the system. It's the tactics. Nice ball by Xerxes into Agate. Here we go. Dillo, come on. Remember what a cross is? No, he's going to fucking do something stupid, isn't he? Oh, for fuck's sake, mate! Go away! Go away! You are so fucking bad! What's Dillo doing there? He literally can put a cross in, he cuts inside and passes it to an Ipswich player so he can break away. The fuck is he doing? What the hell is Dillo doing? It's madness. It's the basics again. Well done, Dorgu. Well done, Garnacho. That's late. Give him a yellow card for that, mate. David says, I'm not even watching live and I knew there was a 99.9 chance it would be an Arna's fault. Mark, if you played 4 at the back, that mistake wouldn't have happened. Can't believe they think it's the system. Says Ocean Man. Spot on, Mark. If you played defence, you know that's on the keeper. He's a liability and the defence can't trust him, which brings nervousness, says Mike JBA. Hi to Dean's wife, Bronny. Dean asked me to say that, by the way. Will Welker, thanks for being a member for a month. And Onana just ruins Dorgu's confidence and we start poorly again, says Omar. Pundits are going to blame the system again. It's ridiculous. And Emily Derry says, played goalkeeper in hockey, different sport, but the principles of goalkeeping are basically the same. Angles, communication, confidence, and get the ball away from danger. Nice ball into Rasmus. Corner. 100% on the goalkeeper, says Ian Carlton. By rushing out like that, he's made how Dorgu deals with that more difficult. If Onana stays on his line, makes it easier for Dorgu. Mate, it's absolutely incredible. I've not even seen the replay yet, but having seen what I saw, I don't know. It's almost like sabotage behaviour from Onana. It's ridiculous what he does. He just doesn't need to do it. Dorgu's going to get there first. The best thing you can do as a goalkeeper is stand 20 metres away and say, cross it into me. Or pass it into me. Crap corner by Bruno again, by the way. And it's headed away. Is there a single person in this team with the mentality to play in front of Old Trafford fans? They look petrified, says Broy. Dan Durham, thanks for being a member. Savage says Amorim's system is predictable and teams counter it easy. How is that relevant to an individual mistake like that, says Ardo. Also, I can't remember when Robbie Savage was crowned tactical genius of England. I mean, he was just a joke player that everyone laughed at. I don't even know how he's got a job on BT. I mean, what does he know about football? Wow, the grounds around Old Trafford at Delow, says Dazzo. Mark, why are our players so slow to run back? Dorgu had no choice but to pass that useless twat and Anna. Poor Dorgu, shite player, says Jahid. Yeah, remember Dorgu's a new player as well. He's only 20 years old. We don't want to be burning our players. Marco, thanks for sharing the video. Ricky, thanks for follow on TikTok. And Luke M as well. There are other games in the Prem, by the way. Man City are beating Spurs 1-0. Erling Haaland scored after 12 minutes. That's the only other game at the moment. I mean, I presume most of you are watching. But in this first 15 minutes, what did we say before the game? I want to see a Rasmus goal. I want to see us not let a team come to Old Trafford and express themselves. I want to see the basics done well. And I want to see creativity. Well, we've just done absolutely the opposite. Lovely ball by Xerxes. Garnacho into Dorgu. Puts a cross in. It's not bad. That's better. That is better. That is better. Xerxes gets it out to Garnacho, slips it into Dorgu, puts a cross in. That is better. Not every cross is going to make it. A blind man with no arms can do better than an Anna, says Mark Arrowsmith. Without Ahmad, our attacking prowess is almost weakened to zilch, says Zico. Where did Stick to Football go? It's not on That's Football or my podcast apps anymore. We're not Stick to Football, mate. That's bloody Neville. Bruno's already trying the long passes. That was Billy Bid, Badfinger. Bruno already trying long passes, says Armin. Can we get any worse, says Clayton Daniels? Why do we put ourselves through this week in, week out? And it's CJR says, is half the team wearing Harry Potter's invisibility cloak? Hey, Deleuze just tried to put a cross in. It didn't beat the man, but at least he tried. Can't even make simple passes, says it's CJR. Michael says, I'm convinced there's a stat fixing, match fixing, or some kind of betting scandal going on. Some errors are so inexplicable, especially the passing, says Michael. And Jahid says, why are our players so slow to run back? Dorgu had no choice but to pass that to useless twat and Arn. I've done that one from Jahid, by the way. Are you going to get a double-decker in Dublin, Mark, says Barry? I will if I actually have a lunchtime free to go and get one. I mean, they are very filling. What are your guesses for Fulham and Sociedad, says Omar? Well, they're not going to be that. It's not going to be that good, is it? If we play like that. I mean, the bottom line is we're playing shit. I don't think anybody thought we would play this shit. We are absolutely playing shit. That's the problem. It's clear together there is no togetherness or trust. I doubt they even like each other. It's a real worry for the younger players, says David. Goalkeeper has to be a passing option. Anticipate Dorgu having possession and be a ball-playing keeper like you're meant to be, says Tino. And without Ahmad, our attacking prowess is almost... I've done that one from... who was that from? Zico. Thank you, Zico. Time Warp, thanks for the follow. I'm just actually waiting for the stats to go around on the screen. Here we go. So we've had, again, 65% possession, but I don't buy this anymore. I remember when possession actually used to mean something. That 65% possession means nothing. I don't feel like we've done anything with that at all. Like, I don't feel like we've been in control in any way, shape or form. That was a good cross in by Agate into Xerxes, but he misses the ball. Come on, Bruno. Simple pass. That's better. I personally don't like Bruno as a deep line midfielder. It doesn't suit him and I don't trust him near our box, says Naf. No. Commentators are fools. This is not a system issue. Systems don't dictate ability to pass, control and read the game. Lose to Fulham and Sociedad at this rate, no trophy, says Jackie Boy. This is the sack, isn't it? Says Harvey. Mate, they're not going to sack Amorim. They haven't got the money to sack Amorim. They're trying. We're closing our canteen to save a few grand a month. We're not going to find 10 million to sack Amorim and then replace him. Delo is the worst passer of the ball I've ever seen, says Chuff Ridge. The amazing thing about Delo is that if he's playing on the left-hand side, you can at least say, well, he's playing on the wrong side, so his angles are probably back to front. But he's playing on the right-hand side. Here's Garnacho. Needs a pass. Should have passed that to Dorgu. Wins a free kick, but he should have passed it to Dorgu. I bet some of the staff made redundant took more pride working for United than these frauds, says James Clough. Is there any team that can't beat us, says Mario. I'll tell you what, though. What did I say, Mario? I said before the game, I'm not going to predict that we're going to... I predicted 3-1 to United, but I'm not going to predict, oh, it's Ipswich, we're going to batter them. No way. No way, Pedro. Hi, Mark. I'm travelling from Ireland to the Cup game on Sunday. I'm so depressed now I can pay someone to go instead of me, says Paul. At least it's a Cup game, Paul. I think if you were travelling to watch us play Fulham in the league, at least it's a Cup game and it brings a little bit of excitement, you know, even if we play shit but we win, you know. Xerxes going to be a quality player, says Tlo. Mark, please can I ask you a question? Are you worried Amorim may walk away? He looks broken, says Dazza. I don't think he's going to walk away from a contract, is he? We need the refs to protect Bruno better. He gets fouled too hard, says Daniel. At one point, do you become concerned about the manager and the team, says Marvin. I don't. Here we go. Bruno's cross. Goal! I think it's an OG. Yeah, it's an OG. No one's celebrating. So United are back level. I think Xerxes was going to claim it, but he definitely didn't head it. Comes from a Bruno cross. It's an assist for Bruno. It's an assist for Bruno. Yeah, I think this goes in off an Ipswich player. But going back, Andre Nielsen, welcome to Members Club. I personally don't... look, the thing about Amorim is, if you want to sack Amorim... That was nearly a goal for Rasmus. It's definitely not his goal. Yeah, it's a great header by the Ipswich defender. Yeah, what a header. Number 5. It's a lovely goal. Morsey. Sign him up. Bullet of a header. 1-1. Yeah. Talking about Amorim and like whether his job's at risk, I just don't get it. Like, he didn't want the job till the summer. Ineos brought him in November. He didn't want the job till the summer because he needs a pre-season, he needs transfers. So they've brought him in to this scenario. You can't sack him. It would be ridiculous to sack Amorim when he didn't want the job till the summer anyway. He came in early because Ineos said it's now or never. So you can't sack a guy that you've brought in almost against his will, really. He said, I can't really start till the summer because I need a pre-season and I need players. I think my football IQ is too low because I'm clueless on how to fix this team. I see them play week in, week out, and I can't, for the love of God, figure out a solution. I see so much wrong, yet no clear pathway, says Andre. Bruno's keeping Wolves up. Thanks, matey, says Matthew. Who else would you take free kicks? Jahid. Well, maybe Garnacho. I mean, seeing Rashford taking corners for Villa, they're 10 times better than Bruno's. Billy Badfinger says, I had a brain fart. I sincerely apologise. I meant Goldbridge Saves Football. Found it on Spotify. It isn't on YouTube Music app anymore. I don't know why it's not on there, mate, to be honest. Remember when the media used to call some players Ten Hag signings when they perform badly? Now they'll try and pin it on Amorim, says Bart. Ipswich on the attack again. Maguire's got to be bloody careful, you know. I mean, it's not a penalty, but he has got to be careful. Amorim has been here for only 3 months. I feel for him, says Bart. 22 months a member, still suffering, says Justin. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the super chats. Wilma RM, thanks for the follow, and Trev on TikTok. So 1-1 after 25 minutes. We've got goals. We haven't got a good performance, but we have got goals. Man City is still 1-0 up against Tottenham. Forest and Arsenal 0-0, and Brentford and Everton 0-0. Remember, Liverpool kick off in 15 minutes against Newcastle. Bruno finally puts in a driven set piece, and look what happens, says Vacation. Yeah, exactly. This is what we need from Bruno. Be more forward and create chances. Involved in our last 3 goals, says Naf. We should just whack balls into the box, says Ardo. Another corner. Well, let's see what he does on this corner. Like, maybe just put a bit of power on it, you know? No, that's not a penalty by Maguire. It's not a penalty, but yeah, you do need to be careful. Like, he's grabbing all over him. Oh, delete! Delete! Have that, Luckhurst! Shove that up you! Come on! Delete makes it 2-1. Have some of that! Delete, my centre-back. Gets too much shit, Delete. Yes, I think he's had a good season. Have that, Luckhurst, and your bloody crap agenda. Love that! Get in, Delete. Have that, haters. I didn't even see what happened. Yeah, it's chaotic. I mean, Delo gets the shot in. Keeper makes a really good save, but De Ligt just slides in bravely to make it 2-1. He's having that. I tell you what, no one else is getting on the end of that ball. Keeper made 2 good saves, to be fair. But De Ligt instinctively flies in. 2 out of 10, my arse. Just get the win now. Don't piss about. Mick Wilson, thanks for the follow. There'll be more goals in this game. Tell you what, though, I said this in the preview as well. I almost should be. It's almost like I know what I'm on about. I said put De Ligt back on the right side of the centre-backs because he's much better on the right-hand side. And I think it is not everybody can do that. Not everybody as a right-sided centre-back can play left-sided centre-back. And it's even harder to do it when you're in a back 3 because you're more extreme to the left. I think Yoro suits being the left-sided centre-back better. But I think De Ligt is much more comfortable on the right-hand side. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, yeah, Yoro's a little bit more adaptable, but it's a bit like a right back playing at left back, isn't it? I mean, not every right back can play left back. Just because Delo can doesn't mean he's better than Trent, who probably can't play left back. So I think seeing De Ligt back on that right hand side, he's more comfortable, isn't he? They'll be serving grilled moose at Old Trafford to save on concession costs by the end of the season, says TK. De Ligt my balls, Luckhurst, says Mike Royce. Hi Mark, do you follow Real Madrid matches? I feel you should do watch along for Madrid as well. Says Freaky. You're the second person to say that. I don't see how Bruno fits in the system moving forward. He lacks the pace to play the 10 and control of the flow of the game to play the 8. Look, Bruno on the ball in the number 8 position is absolutely fine. Bruno in the defensive side of things it's like asking him to learn a new role at 30. He's just not got the defensive positional sense at all. Good win back by, is that Garnacho? Cameraman's going on holiday there. I don't know what the cameraman was doing there. It's going back. Go closer. I think it was Garnacho. They're on the break though, Ipswich. See, De Ligt's a lot more comfortable on the right-hand side. Yeah, well done. Well done. Good defending. Again, you see, the weight of that pass by Bruno wasn't good for Ugarte. He did well with it, but it wasn't that good. Just the basics again. Go Sign says it's only Ipswich. I know, and that's the trouble, isn't it? If we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. If we lose, we're embarrassing. If we win, it's only Ipswich. 2 set pieces, 2 goals. Arsenal coach would be having a wank, says Matthew. He didn't say that. He said would be doing knee slides. I just made it more comedic. Do you think with all Onana's mistakes, Amorim requests a new goalkeeper in the summer, says Nick B? I said this last summer. I said that if Ten Hag ever goes, Onana is such a distinctive goalkeeper. I mean, Onana was clearly Ten Hag's idea, and it was a bad idea, obviously. But I don't think Onana's the sort of goalkeeper where if you come in as a new manager, you go, yeah, I like him. I think he's quite divisive, really. But I think we might have to put up with him for a long time. 2 set pieces, goals in 1 game. What's going on, says Duda. If that was Onana making those saves, you'd go in on him for not getting the ball to safety, says Niki. Oh, no, I don't think you understand goalkeeping, mate. They are powerful, low shots with very little time to do anything about it. I would be saying great save by Onana because I know what a great save is or not. They were 2 really good saves because they were really low. Set piece again. Ole, says Jordan. I really wanted Amorim, but very concerning seeing no signs of progression, says Mark's Friday Pints. Nice ball into Dorgu again. Just love the fact that he's got a left foot and brings balance. Garnacho, that's the ball. Yeah. Nicely into Agate, who I think has played really well, Agate. Really good on the ball, actually. At times I've looked at, I don't know about you, I've seen Agate on the ball tonight and I've been like, who's that? Like, he's really progressive, making a lot of forward runs. Good teams for manager career mode in EAFC 25, says Daniel. More importantly, why are you playing EAFC 25? I just can't play it anymore. Just don't enjoy it. Delo playing like trash because of Quenda, says Zach. Without Bruno, we'd be relegated, says Hypo. The most depressing thing I've ever heard for many levels. Member for 53 months, says Tony. All these people giving up their tickets, I'll take them. Going to be in Manchester on the 9th, might not get this chance again, says Kevin. This is what we need from Bruno, says Naf. Carlos Fernandez will love them goals, says Connor. Do you think selling Garnacho could help fund a proper squad rebuild, says Mark. It would be a tough call, but maybe necessary. The pundits attack all the guys you like. Maybe they watching United stand and doing it on purpose, and then you respond and make them relevant, says Parker. Yeah, it's a good point. I actually have noticed that, though. They go in on Rasmus, they go in on De Ligt, they go in on Agate. Who's another one I like that they go in on? There's a few. I've noticed that. If Onana plays like this and keeps starting, how bad is Binder? Well, he's injured, Madav. I don't think a lot of people realise that Binder is actually injured. Onana is so bad, we need to sell him, says Mikhail. And Maguire needs to stop these fucking long balls, says Jamie McLaren. Here we go. Xerxes with a bit of space. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you're on YouTube. Bottom right-hand corner. I say that because we are only 50 subscribers away from 42,000. So 41 up there at the moment. We're only 50 away from 42,000. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock, every afternoon at 2 o'clock, and every evening at 8 o'clock. Lots to get involved in. And of course, on match day, we've got watch along like this. We've got countdown to kickoff and the fan forum after the game from Manchester in the studio. So loads to get involved in. And of course, after the game, we've got player ratings. You can mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average. Do that. All you've got to do that now is click the link in the video description or scan the QR code when it goes round. Register your email and a password. You'll get a confirmation email and then you can do your player ratings whenever you want. So get ready for that if you haven't signed up already. There was a few teething problems with it on Saturday, but you should be getting your confirmation emails now if you try again. United just knocking the ball around. 2-1 up. We're cruising here. Easy. Easy. It's not easy. But hopefully being 2-1 up, overcoming a mistake at the back, we can calm down a little bit. Foul on Xerxes. This is the first time, apparently, I've just seen it on the United Stand Twitter, this is the first time Manchester United have scored 2 goals in the first half of a Premier League game since we played Everton in early December. And that's so crap, isn't it? Morsy's having a bad day. He's had a yellow card and he scored an OG. Are you going to get 2K25 golf on PS5, says Jason. Should I get it? I haven't played a golf game in ages. Daniel wants to know good teams for manager career mode. Savage is a melt. He's still moaning about the 3-4-3, says Raz. I just can't believe. I mean, stop mentioning him because it's comedy. It's actually comedy how stupid he is. Like, it's just... I think a lot of ex-footballers are like this, though. They live their life with everybody telling them they're great. So they come up with ideas and actually think they're correct. He's talking absolute shite. We recruited... Let me explain why he's talking shite. We recruited Ruben Amorim to play a 3-4-3. And all these ex-players saying he needs to change it. It really is just so stupid. Does Pep Guardiola change the way he wants to play? Did Jurgen Klopp change the way he wanted to play? You have an ideology as a manager and you stick with it, and you should stick with it. Penalty! Dorgu! Good save! Oh, could have been a penalty on Garnacho. Jordan White says, breaking news, Sir Jim Radcliffe has ordered players to try to maintain their game kits this season, wash and reuse after every match in a further effort to cost cuts by reducing kit production for players. Thing is, Jordan, I don't know whether you're telling the truth or you're being sarcastic. I don't think that was a penalty on Garnacho, to be fair. Well, it certainly wasn't given. I don't think it should have been. Xerxes is thriving, says Carl. Good to see Xerxes getting a bit of praise. Ipswich will still be dangerous, though, while there's only 1 goal in it. Good tackle, Dorgu. Look at the pace. Good battle there. I actually thought the Ipswich player might have won that. Got the free kick. Oh, I tell you what, that was a nasty tackle. That's the sort of tackle that can really do you damage. You know, sort of wraps his leg around his ankle. I think Yoro's done quite well. Here we go. Put the cross in. Good block. I like these crosses, though. I mean, it's just so unusual to see us putting in crosses like that. Bruno's sort of... Have you noticed how Bruno's sort of sitting as well? There has been a little bit... I've got to say, there has been a bit of positional discipline from Bruno today. He's allowed Agate to be the runner, and he has sat a lot deeper. James says, why are pundits so poor? Because ex-players are so arrogant, basically. Not all of them. But they think because they've played the game that they know everything about it. And like I say, any ex-players that's saying Amorim should change his system, it's his system. Why would he change his system? The players need to adapt to his system, not the other way around. Bruno should never be behind Agate. Move up, says Alberto. It's obviously a conscious thing. He is sitting a lot. Good interception by Bruno. Here's Garnacho. Wide Rasmus, pass! Fucking hell! Again! Why is he not passing that to Rasmus? It's always the greed, isn't it? It pisses me off. Not just from Garnacho, but from everybody. The pass was on to Rasmus, and he's carried on, and it's not a penalty, and you've lost possession, and that's the difference between Man City and Arsenal and Liverpool, is they play the pass and they kill the fucking game. Just pass. FK says, Delo disgusts me. He's pathetic. I don't know why. I know he's not playing well, but I haven't really noticed much there. Maguire's dithering on the ball, slowing the build-up play before Ipswich can set their mid-block. Is doing my head in. He's fighting ghosts, says Olv. Bruno's being the Tom Brady of the Premier League's a spin. And Barada's expectations for the next 4 seasons are Europa League, but Project 150 states win the Premier League in 2028. Something doesn't add up, says Kirill. Spin, spin, spin. I miss Ahmad, says Bram. I like Yoro, Dorgu, Garnacho left-hand side, says the Wheelbarrow. I do. I just think Garnacho needs to learn to pass. Look, he's only 20. But I'm not going to not call him out. It's not a dislike thing. It's not sell Garnacho thing. That's just a frustration in the game. I'll tell you what, Dorgu caught Hutchinson back there, didn't he? Fucking hell! Did you see that tackle by Dorgu? It was bad. They're not reviewing it, are they? I'm a bit worried here because fucking hell, that's a red card. I'm sorry, that is bad. If we need to get away with this. I didn't even see it happen in real time. He's gone. He's definitely gone. That's a red. That's a red. He's gone. That's a red. He's gone. %. He's gone. It's a bad tackle. It's a bad tackle. Well, I need to, that's a crap angle. Come on. Oh, come on. Show a proper angle of it. Well, I do think he's going for the ball as well. I don't think he's going for the player. I think he actually does go for the ball. Just late. He's gone. He's gone. I'm going to stick with my... He goes over the ball, doesn't he, though? Does he not go over the ball? Does he not get the ball first? It is bad, but... It's going to send him off, isn't he? Red. I'm very conflicted on this. I'm very conflicted on it. I think it has to be a red card, but there's no way it's deliberate. It's just, you know what? It's the conditions as well. If it wasn't raining, and people will go, "What's he talking about?" But it's chucking it down with rain. It's slippy. I think it's just bad timing. It's not a bad tackle. It's just bad timing. Well, who's he going to bring off? Garnacho. Is he taking Garnacho off? Yeah. I don't know whether that's a good idea. Our only good and left-sided player gone. 3-match ban as well. I mean, it's in the league. It'll be all right for Europa. And oh no, he missed the Fulham game, won't he? Fucking hell. I'm going to do a poll. Do you think it was a red? I'm sort of in shock here. Was it a red? Yes or no? I think it was a red. I mean, I saw it. I didn't see the tackle. I don't know what I was doing, but when I saw the replay, I was like, fucking hell, we'll be lucky if that doesn't go to VAR. I can't argue with that. I think it was a red. But what I will say is, it reminds me a little bit of the Curtis Jones one against Spurs, where he's gone over the top of the ball. It's one of those. I mean, I've played the game. You know, you can't not make the challenge, but it's the way you make the challenge. You should be going inside footed to that. You shouldn't be going in studs up, and that's the problem. Because if you miss, it's so dangerous. It's a reckless challenge, but it's not deliberate. The timing was off. What do you think with Garnacho coming off? No, not for me. I think that's a mistake because Xerxes and Rasmus, I'd rather have the flair of Garnacho. Esteban says, I thought Dorgu was class before the red. I genuinely think he was playing well. I think he's just got to keep his head up. He's 20 years of age, and this is what I keep saying about his inexperience. And, you know, people are getting very excited about Quenda. Same thing will happen. They're young players. They might not have come through the youth setup, but they're young players. They're going to make mistakes. He's 20. 20 years of age. You know, he scored an own goal and had a red card. Apparently, I've just heard from Matthew, editor, our half-time record may be in danger. We've never lost a game of football at Old Trafford when winning at half-time. Lack of maturity all through the team. Will we learn and buy some experience? It's Abhishek. I believe it's a red, but he does get the ball first. There we go. He's rubbish. He's absolutely rubbish. He's so bad in goal. I'd rather have bloody Casper the Ghost. He's absolutely shit in goal. He's so bad. That is goalkeeping lesson number 1. Follow the trajectory of the fucking ball in case they don't hit it. You absolute shithouse. Mate, you're fucking rubbish. He's absolutely rubbish. He's so bad. Why does he not just go with the flight of the ball? Cross comes in from Ipswich. It's difficult. It's a difficult cross. It's coming across the face of the goal. But as a goalkeeper, you've got to look at his feet work. Mate, he thinks he's in a bloody Steps reunion. I can't even think of a Steps song. Look at his feet. Fucking hell, mate, you are so shit. He is so shit in goal. I'm telling you now, if you've ever played in goal, when the cross is coming in, you follow the flight of the ball. If somebody gets a touch on it, it's not your fault, but it's your fault if it goes straight in. This ref's losing himself. Well, Anana's cost us 2 goals. Is he match fixing? Fucking hell. How many points has Anana costed us this season, says Hypo? Well, we're down to 10 men and he's cost us 2 bloody goals. It's like a scripted joke of a season, says Ardo. Why can't we have a positive game, says Sergio. Crap keeper, says Robert. An honour is a tragedy, says Liam. Mate, he's fucking rubbish. I don't like saying it, but he's fucking rubbish. He's so bad. He should go back. I don't know about that. I can't see that, Parker. Crowd booed Amorim for taking Garnacho off, says Josh. In rugby, you have mitigating factors. The Ipswich player's leg was low to the floor. How is Dorgu meant to avoid him, says Niki. I'd like to see it from a better angle. I believe it's a red, but he does get the ball first, says Joshua. Lack of maturity all through the team. Will we learn and buy some experience, says Abhishek. Well, it's half time and Ipswich players are running off and Man United players are walking off. I mean, that just says everything, doesn't it? Ipswich need to win this game. They're in a relegation battle. I mean, I'd sub Banana off. I really would. I mean, where's the fucking leadership? The guy's meant to be a fucking experienced player. Dorgu has disappeared. Red card. Right, lots and lots to unpack in that half. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and get involved. I'm just going to get the stats up on the screen as well. I mean, incredible half of football, obviously. Just trying to sort of take it all in. But look, bottom line for me is 74% of you say it's a red card. This is the United stand. This is a Man United fan channel. And I agree it's a red card. 74% of you do. So it's definitely a red card. If we're 74% it's a red card, you can tell it's definitely a red card. But let's talk about the actual game. 2-2 probably is about right. It probably deserves to be a draw based on that half. But let's look at the goals we've conceded. I mean, I don't know why people haven't admitted that the whole De Gea for Onana thing was absolutely criminal. I mean, I said it at the time and it's been proven. This goalkeeper, it's important to have a goalkeeper you can trust. It's important to have a goalkeeper who knows the basics. And, you know, it's like, I can't get my head around that. I mean, we'll talk about the first goal in a minute, but you know that cross? When you're in goal, whether you're playing five-a-side, pub football or whatever, when that cross comes in, it's got a trajectory. It's curling in towards the back post and you know it is from 30 yards away. What you do is you set yourself, you move, and then if somebody comes in front of you and heads it, from 6 yards out, you're never saving it. It's not your problem. You can't do anything about it. The only job you've got is if nobody touches it, you've got to just catch it. You've got to save it because that's where the cross is going. For that to go straight in and him to be moving his feet like that, I don't know who he thinks he is. He is like steps. My Western dance for a day. My Romeo, gonna have them down to head to toe. Gonna get in line, gonna get in line. 5, 6, 7, 8. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You're not in steps. You're a bloody goalkeeper for Manchester United. What are you doing with your feet? 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep your feet planted. Watch the cross. Save the shot. Watch it when he comes back. He's like this. And then he's fucked himself. I just don't get what we've spent this money on. He's cost us 2 goals tonight. The first goal, what's going on in his head? Long ball over the top, into the flank. Dorgu's going to get there. Dun, dun, dun. Is it a player? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Pratt, man. Here I've come to fuck United's season up again. I mean, he's literally cost us 2 goals. We talk about the basics. We talk about on the field ability to pass a 5-yard pass and we can't do it. Or, you know, defend a corner and we can't do it. Or track a runner and we can't do it. We've got a goalkeeper who can't be a goalkeeper now. I mean, am I wrong? He's literally cost us 2 goals. It's incredible. He thinks, and look, we're down to 10 men. Ipswich are fighting for their lives. It's going to be very, very difficult to get anything out of this game. And yeah, people are going to start talking about systems and Amorim and all this bollocks, but can we just have a moment of clarity for a moment? That red card could happen to anybody. It could have happened to Ipswich. It's happened to us. Sometimes they happen. There's no blame attached to it. It's a little bit inexperienced. It's a little bit naive, but they happen. Sometimes in a game, a red card will happen. There's not a lot you can do about it. But the 2 goalkeeping errors shouldn't be happening. They shouldn't be happening. Hamoud says Onana was anticipating the striker would have a touch on the ball. Mate, I know, but he shouldn't. That's what I'm telling you. You don't. That's not how you get taught as a goalkeeper. Those crosses happen a lot. Normally from a set piece, right? Normally a set piece, a good set piece taker will curl it towards the back post so that if nobody touches it, it goes in. But a good goalkeeper will track the ball. And if somebody gets their head on it, it's not the goalkeeper's fault. You're taught that as a goalkeeper. Track the ball, because if it goes in, it's your fault. If somebody gets a touch on it in front of you, it's not your fault. You can't react quick enough. So you're right, Hamoud. He does anticipate the striker touching it, but he would never fucking save it anyway because the striker's about 6 yards out. That's not your job. You're not there to stop that. You're there to stop the trajectory of the ball. He's crap. He's absolutely crap. We don't have the funds and the keeper is not a priority, but man, we need to recruit a new keeper, says Chiri. If the Dorgu tackle was on a United player, we'd be screaming for red. It's the correct decision. I don't disagree, Jack. I said it at the time and I don't disagree. Who do you think is wrong at United keeper? Worse, at United keeper, says Ryan. Taibi or Onana? I think Taibi was shit. Amorim's not helping himself. Only threat subbed, says Matthew. We'll talk about that in a minute. We need a goalkeeper, says Andres. If they'd done that from Jack, 55 months of misery and many more to come, says Tumas. The group of amateurs make me hate watching football. We don't have the funds for a keeper. We did that from Chiri. Best joke you've made tonight, Onana and catching, says Jake. Glory, thanks for your super chat. Osama, okay. To be fair, if you moved to catch the path, everyone would complain instead that he didn't see the obvious shot, says Dance. What are you talking about? I think we've explained it a million times. Like, he shouldn't. It's crap goalkeeping, mate. I don't care what anybody says. He's fucked up on both goals, like massively. There is no. It's not your job as a goalkeeper. Look at the goal we concede. Literally watch the first goal that we scored. Look what the Ipswich goalkeeper does. He's not diving to react to that. He's watching the trajectory of the ball. That's exactly what a goalkeeper should do. Onana got to be the worst goalkeeper we've ever had, says Glenn. Pieface is a better goalkeeper than Onana, says Darwold. I feel Amorim will step down if we lose this one, says Manny. Sub Onana for a Saka Spud, says Beer. Onana was done that one from Hamoud. Onana was just protecting the half-time home record, says Ralph. Yeah, at least we're not winning at half-time, I suppose. My cat saves the ball better than Onana, says Caleb. Sean Banner, thank you very much for your super chat. Onana couldn't save a PDF. They are quite hard to save, Holty, actually. I struggle to save PDFs. Here to see the meltdown because I need to laugh. Onana is the worst goalkeeper in the league by far. Ten Hag deserved to go for Onana, says NC44. Here we go. I'm watching this now. Look, cross comes in from Philogene. Track it to the back post. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Track it to the back post. It's going to go in. You know it's going to go in. Follow the ball. What the striker does is irrelevant. This will be a real test of our mentality now, being a man down and Garnacho being subbed. I'd rather have Delo off and Onana needs dropping, says Dave. Onana is so bad, I think he's worse than Barthez, says Shian. How many chances does Onana get? How many goals? We don't have anybody else, Matty. Bienda's not actually fit. So there's nothing else we can do. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube, by the way. We're only 10 subscribers away from 42,000. Thanks everyone who's watching on TikTok as well. 2-2 at half-time. Man United down to 10 men, deservedly so. I think the Garnacho substitution is worth just spending a moment on. Look, I supported Ten Hag to the end, and I'm 100% behind Amorim, but I don't have to agree with everything. And I didn't agree with that substitution because what we've basically done is we haven't gone to a back four. Robbie Savage will be going mad. We could have gone to a back four. He's stuck with the back five. So Dorgu came off, got subbed off. He needs to get Mazraoui on to keep the back five, so he takes Garnacho off. I think that's a mistake because Bruno is slow. Agate is a holding midfielder. and now you've only got Xerxes and Rasmus. And I just think Garnacho is the only individual flair player we've got. So he's the only player that can run at people. So I would have kept Garnacho with 10 men. Logically, to me, you keep the player on that can run at people because you're a man down. So I didn't really understand that one, and I don't agree with it, but hopefully it'll work. As bad as Onana is, he's not our priority, says Nathan. Someone should make an AI ad on United games where Benny Hill music starts playing when it detects Onana, says Spencer. And Onana is terrible, cost us so many goals in 2 seasons. Bring one of the kids off the bench, says Sean. Ipswich man of the match is definitely Onana, says Paris. Roy Carroll is loving every minute. Fast losing his legacy as United's worst ever keeper, says Ryan. If you could afford a new goalkeeper, who would you buy, says Ross. I haven't even looked at it, mate. I mean, because we clearly can't afford a goalkeeper. Delo's been just as crap, says Glenn. We spent $1 billion since 2018 to 15th. Wonderful, says Kieran. I'll sort a new keeper, says Jim Radcliffe. Just need some more cuts and no more free food for staff. Mike says, which other manager is playing a system different to his player's style? How many wins would Amorim have to achieve to be deemed to have been effective pre-summer? What should be our expectations? Mike, I don't really understand why we keep going back to system and style of play. Ineos recruited him. His style of play and stubbornness to play it was well established before we recruited him. Well, I don't understand the obsession with talking about Amorim's system. Everybody knew he played this system. Everybody knew he played this system, and everybody knew he only played this system. So I don't know why we're wasting time talking about his system and expecting him to change it when he's always done it. And also, as I said yesterday, our results in the last 8 games are better than Ten Hag's last 8 games, where he played a 4-3-3 and the players were shit. So I think it's just such a waste of time when there's so many good things to talk about, to keep talking about the system. It's just so basic, so low IQ. You're only doing it because you've heard ex-players who think they know what they're on about. And I don't give a shit about ex-players, and I don't give a shit about our players either. They can't even pass a ball 5 yards. Why would I change a system to make them feel better? It's not going to make them pass. What if they can pass a ball better in a 4-4-2? Well, they're obviously doing it badly on purpose, aren't they? They can screw off. Glazers have cursed us, says Dividends. Can't watch this anymore. I'm off to watch Real Madrid, says Kazuki. What did you make of the Garnacho sub? I've just spoken about that, NC44. Amorim needs to replace Onana with Binder. Sean, I've said this a million times tonight. I think a lot of people aren't actually aware that Binder is actually injured. Toby says, when are you going to talk about Rasmus? I'm not, Toby, because I don't actually think that's why we're not winning the game. We've scored 2 goals and we've conceded 2 goals because of the goalkeeper. So funnily enough, Toby, I don't need to talk about how bad Rasmus is every bloody game because we've not even spoke about Delo either, who's been shit. We're talking about why we've conceded 2 goals, and that's not Delo's fault. That's not Rasmus's fault. That's actually the goalkeeper's fault. So sometimes, topically, we talk about what the issue is in that game. And, you know, unfortunately, we've got a goalkeeper doing an audition for a Steps reunion instead of being a goalkeeper. Right. Well, I mean, look, we've not even spoken about the second half. 2-2, 10 men. Ipswich desperate for a win. I mean, if you put yourself into Ipswich shoes, you're playing against 10 men, against a low confidence side with a goalkeeper that's playing terribly. They will be looking at this game and going, how do we not win it? So as much as we're talking about a lot of stuff at half time, let's not forget we're staring down the barrel of another United loss here. I'd be stunned, absolutely stunned, if we don't get beat here. It's just inevitable, isn't it? Why is that not doing that? Okay. Oh, God, that bloody hurts. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, that I don't see how we don't get beat. I can't see. I actually hate these sort of games. I hate having 10 men. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult. Liverpool are winning 1-0 against Newcastle, by the way. So Bosley scored. Arsenal are 0-0 with Forest. Spurs are losing to Man City. And Brentford are beating Everton 1-0 at half-time. Are we going to ignore the fact that Delot basically stood there and watched Ipswich play across the ball in front of him, says Anan. Agree with keeping tactics, but an emergency back four, says Matthew. Amorim should throw Thai TV at Onana, says Martin. Onana's 63-year-old goalkeeping coach is busy tracking back at left wing. When's the old man going to get back to track him, says L. Altogether, though, I feel our patterns of play have been better. Xerxes is playing better, and we might see improvement moving forward. You know, the horrible thing is, Alex, thank you very much for your super chat, but the horrible thing is that obviously Dorgu will now miss the Fulham game. So all this having a left... I mean, this is the problem, isn't it? You buy a left back, and now he misses the next 3 games. Obviously, he'll be able to play in Europe, but Fulham's a big game at the weekend. Don't ruin my... Obviously, if he lets another one in, it will be tragedy by steps. Here we go then. Second half. We're up and running. What could Amorim even say at half-time? He looked absolutely fuming. Honestly, he looks fed up and about to absolutely explode, says Sully. A keeper is about communication and dominance, says Mark. The canteen staff will pay for Onana's mistake, says I'm begging for Wi-Fi. And if we lose this, should we genuinely start worrying about getting relegated, says Gizmo? Well, we'd still be 10 points from safety, mate. I mean, from relegation. I don't think... I mean, it's a golden egg for... Ipswich here. Golden opportunity, sorry. But Arturo says Beth tweeted that Onana isn't at fault for both goals. Well, it's all about opinion. She's going to get absolute pelters for that. Well, no. What Beth has said is, don't want to be an Onana defender because he scares the life out of me, and I do think we need a new goalkeeper, but I've watched them both back. First is on Dorgu, and the second is a hard cross to deal with. Maybe should come, but De Ligt has a nightmare. I don't know how that's De Ligt's fault, but how can that be De Ligt's fault when the striker doesn't touch it? But then Steve says, first one, he should take command and tell Dorgu what to do. Second one, he should cover the angle of the cross. And then Beth says, I'd agree with that. So she sort of does agree that he's got to communicate with Dorgu and he should track the cross. So she sort of contradicts herself a little bit there. Look, calm down. The first one, he's got to shout at Dorgu and let Dorgu know he's coming, and he doesn't. The second one, he's got to track the cross. It's not his job to deal with if the striker gets a touch on it from 6 yards out, because he wouldn't save it anyway. Goal! Get in! Harry Maguire, slabhead! He's changed. He's put a long sleeve t-shirt on, and he's made it 3-2 to Manchester United. Have that. Shut up. Get in. I'll tell you what. Cometh the man. Cometh the hour. Harry Maguire. 3-2. Slabhead. Gangster. Brap, 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 brap. Come on then. Let's hold on. Well, look. I think we need that. Another set piece as well. And it's a Bruno assist. Yes. No, you know what? I always look at these sort of things and look if is there going to be a VAR moment. No, I thought he might have pushed him. Get in, Harry. 2 centre-back goals today. Maguire and De Ligt. Right, got something to hold on to now. You need that when you've got 10 men. I think Harry Maguire's come out a different guy. It looks like he's had a blow dry. He's got a new... Look at it. It looks like he's done something with his hair. He's a different man. Set piece hat trick, says M. Dudder. Let's go Stoke FC. Lord Maguire's our saviour, says Dead Zone. No mercy anymore. Amorim out. Francesco Varioli in, says Robin. And could play a back 10. Wouldn't make Onana any better, says NC44. How can you keep saying we won't get relegated when we keep losing? If we lose every game until May, we'll go down, says Jim. Mate, but 10 points is a lot of points. Like, Ipswich have only got 17. You're asking them to more than double their points total with only a third of the season left. Get in, says Ethan. I'll bloody love it if we win this game. It's for Dorgu, not for Onana. We're competent on corners. Never thought I'd see the day, says Robert. At least it stopped raining. Our defence scoring more goals than our offence, says Yef. We've got to defend well. That's a corner. Oh, we don't want corners. We don't want corners. Do I not like that? Do I not like that? (3-2) after 50 minutes. Lots of goals. Right, defend this corner well. That's all I'm asking. Defend the corner well. Look at Onana. Mate, get your glue. Get back on your bloody goal line. Don't fuck this up. You're never going to come for a cross. Well done, Yoro. We've still got it, though. He's going to cross that first time. That's fine. Goal kick, goal kick. Slow the game. Slow it down. Slow it down. Well, I'm not going to start jinxing anything, but remember, Ipswich are in a relegation battle. They're at Old Trafford, 2-2 at half-time against 10 men. What an opportunity. And United have gone back in front. He's such a prat and Onana, isn't he? What is he doing now? I'm sure he is doing tragedy. He seems to be dancing around a lot today. Matthew Paul says, Onana is taking Cunha scoring direct from a corner very personally tonight, doing everything to help Ipswich relegate Wolves. We are helping Wolves out here, of course. Bruno beating the first man more, please, says Daniel. Mate, I'd take the final whistle now. Slow the game down. We should get an extra body in midfield to preserve the score, says Chiri. We've got plenty of midfielders. Ericsson, Casemiro. I mean, do you need Xerxes and Rasmus? You don't. What's Delo doing? Leaving the ball behind now. It's called football, mate. When did we last score twice from set pieces, says Jide. For context, Onana has 71 saves and 37 conceded this season. That's he lets one in every other shot. Harry to the rescue again after all the stick we gave him, says Jack. Would love to know how many points Onana has individually cost us over the last 2 seasons. I wonder if there's a way to find out. Must be huge. This is Alec. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know obviously the famous one was that he cost us the Champions League when we were in it last year, didn't he? Bruno, interesting ball into Rasmus. Cut it back. Slips. 12 years of rubbish and people still saying system, says Lito. And if we win this, Jim will insist we only use 10 men each week to save cash, says Wayne. Mark Jones, thanks for the super chat. Huge Lad says, I think the players had a shower and a cuddle at half-time, looking much better. Well, you know, maybe going down to 10 men has sharpened minds. What on Agate? Take the foul. Yeah. That's it. Take the foul. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok, by the way, Sani. There are other games going on. It's 1-0 to Brentford against Everton. It's Forest and Arsenal 0-0. Tottenham are losing to Man City and Liverpool are beating Newcastle. Rob71, thanks for your follow. Bruno into Rasmus. It's a terrible ball, that is. He's having another bad game, isn't he, Rasmus? What was Dorgu doing on the first? Just go out wide, says Boop. Because, well, mate, Anana didn't shout at him. So I don't blame Dorgu at all. Harry Maguire, my Lord and Saviour, says Alejandro. Mr. Pip, thanks for being a member for 59 months. Wisha says, who do you think is your surprise team of the season so far? Well, it's got to be Forest, doesn't it, where they are in the league. I mean, I think Bournemouth have been very good. Brentford have been very good, but on league position, good tackle, Bruno. Oh, for fuck's... I'm about to say good tackle, and then he gives the ball away straight away. We just can't do the basics. I can't believe how consistent we are at not doing the basics. It's incredible, really. I haven't had a drink since Friday. I think I could down 4 pints of lager easily right now. I'm not going to. It's Wednesday, but I just got a real craving for a pint. They really do annoy me. Right, and Anna, just boot it. It's what you're good at. Yeah, that's it. That's fine. Blast the shit out of it. Don't like Anthony, but if he scores against Madrid on the weekend, he might be back, says Craven. Thanks for all your super chats tonight. I think we've read them all out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube, bottom right-hand corner. I think we might have hit 42,000, but I'm just going to double check. We were about 10 away. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Delap gets a shot off. It's another corner. I would love a win. I'll definitely take a draw. I think from this position with 10 men playing 45 minutes... I don't think for 1 minute we'll win it, but I'll be very happy if we do. But I'd even take a draw. With Fulham coming up on Sunday, we need. I'm worried about that Fulham game because Dorgu just not having. I mean, you've seen what Delo's like at left wing back. I mean, you've seen what he's like at right wing back. There's just nothing down the flank. At least Garnacho gets a bit of a rest for Sunday. But we'll struggle. We'll struggle against Fulham. We're the underdogs. Nothing Anana could do, said TNT, says Kenneth. Mate, their coverage is so bad, isn't it? Well, you got Robbie, Savage, Rio. They're really bad. They're really bad. It's almost, I mean, they've played the game as well. Surely they. I mean, maybe they never took notice of what a goalkeeper's meant to do. Ardo says, like if you want to see 4 pints bridge. Well done, Maguire. I think he's going to have one of those good games tonight. Him and DeLitt have done well. Goal each. Defended well. Yoro's done well as well. Need Mazraoui, Agate to do well. Don't lose the ball there. Don't lose the ball there. The trouble is, I think you will see Bruno and Agate losing the ball because there's not really an out ball for them. We will give the ball away a lot in the final third because we're in a man down. So Jim on the bench for Sunday, says Grant. I'm just going to put something up on screen for you, by the way. We have got player ratings, which I'll speak to you about in a little bit. But Manscaped are sponsoring the show. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Free delivery and 20% off with the code TUS20. Check it out. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Precision engineering for your family jewels. You won't regret it. And they do all stuff like beard trimmers and stuff as well. So 20% off. Go on, Delo. I think he tried to get it to Xerxes. Go on, Yoro. Go on, Yoro. Help him out. Lovely. What a turn. Yoro. Where's he going? Rasmus. Oh. Mazraoui. Oh. Mads says, Yoro's been really solid today. Thanks for your super chat, Mads. James says, even if we win, it doesn't save Onana's horrendous performance today. Jay says, Robbie Savage dropping the worst comms performance. I don't know. Look, I don't want to see people getting the sack, but good people have been sacked from Man United. I don't know why they use him. I don't know why they, some of these commentators, I just don't know why they use them. Like, I'm going to close the red card poll. 75% said yes. I agree. Jake Pennington, thanks for your super chat. He says, when Ineos came in, they were supposed to be taking over the football side of things. Why are they getting involved in making cuts and sacking people? Glazer puppets, that's why. I think you answered your own question, Jake. Love your shows, Mark, says Illy. With the Dorgu red, what do you think Amorim will do in the United's next games? I dread Delo playing on the left. Well, that's what will happen, mate. No doubt. Who's he booking? Has he booked Xerxes for that? Fucking hell. How's that? How is he booking? Why is Xerxes getting booked for that? So now you get booked for tackling. I mean what his foot was on the ground. Oh, it's because he kicked the ball away. All right. Thought that wasn't a booking for kicking the ball away anymore, says Ethan. I think it depends what colour shirt you've got on, doesn't it? If you've got a red of Arsenal or United, you will always get booked. Why do we play better with 10 men, says Maxi? I think it's because it's a bit like why we play well against Arsenal and Liverpool, isn't it? It's because the odds are against us. Yeah, I think it's just something that kicks in. And to think Savage is a manager as well, says Flash Talks. Justin says, it's nice to see the players showing a bit of fight. And not giving up, even being a damn man down. Yeah, I think it's because of it's the Arsenal effect, isn't it? You've got something to play for. Mark, can you call my friend Vanden a prat? Vanden, you're a prat apparently. Thanks for the follow, Danish on TikTok. Our forwards getting booked and our defenders scoring, says Ozama. Well, we've got through 20 minutes here, still 25 to go. Ipswich really haven't done a hell of a lot. Xerxes, I like that. You've got to be a bit individualistic, haven't you? Because we just don't have the options. Bring on Obi, says Jory. I think he will bring him on. I think Casemiro will come on at some point as well, just to give us something in the midfield. O'Shea looks like Greg from Scary Movie, says JK. Recon guy, thank you very much. How many more fouls do Ipswich need to make before they get a booking? Says Slow Sports News. Oh, cross against the face. Delow sliding and goes out for a goal kick. Right, I'm just going to whack this up on the screen for you if you're on YouTube. Player ratings, I think it's pinned in the live chat, or scan the QR code, or go through the link in the video description. So player ratings now, it changed at the weekend. You just need to register for player ratings. So click the link or scan the QR code, email, password. You'll then get an email, confirm, and then you can do your player ratings. There was a few problems on Saturday with people getting the confirmation email. We've changed all that now. So if you want to do the player ratings, they work really well actually, more accurate now. Then sign up by scanning the QR code or going through the link in the description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. If you tried on Saturday and you didn't get your confirmation email, I'd try it again because I don't think you'll get retrospective confirmation emails. So just try it again. Ipswich are making... what did I tell you? Coach Bridge, Casemiro's coming on. I'd say it will be for... Well, it'll be for one of the forwards. It'll probably be Rasmus. Put Xerxes up front. Support our players during the game after you get them. Critique if they are bad, says Magnus. Yeah, he's going to put an extra body in the midfield, isn't he? And we're going to try and defend it out for 25 minutes, which is risky. There won't be much of an outlay. Yeah, Rasmus for Casemiro. I don't know why Xerxes thinks he's coming off. I think Xerxes thought he was coming on. Please call my... Matt Cannon says... Harry's gone back to short sleeve. Oh yeah, he's took his thing off, hasn't he? Football United, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. Well, I don't think we're going to have many attacks now. It's going to be a lot more defensive. I've said since he came, Onana is the worst goalkeeper in Premier League history. He cost us the Champions League last year, says Jex, and we would have come top 4 and we'd be now with a capable 50-plus goals. His fault dropped in AFCON as well, says Jex. Only contribution Savage made to the game was his hair, says KJM. Please call my lady friend Nick A. Pratt, says Matt. Okay. Edits 59 Frank, thanks for the follow on TikTok, and Adavar as well. And Shane says, love the show, Mark, from Roscommon in Ireland. Well, hopefully you'll be coming across to the show 3 weeks tonight in Dublin. Get your tickets. QR code, I'll whack it on the screen. Looking forward to that. Hopefully we won't be out of Europe and the FA Cup. I mean, that's the scary thing. It's just going to be defence against attack now. Casemiro wins the throw-in. We have to win. Well, Ipswich have to win. I mean, you're never going to be in a better position to get 3 valuable points in a relegation battle than 2-2 at half-time at Old Trafford and United are down to 10 men. What's happened to Johnny Evans, says Ian. I think he's been injured for like 2 months, hasn't he? I mean, never really got... I mean, I don't even know... I don't think we even know what Mason Mount's injury is either. Hopefully no one's wearing pink boots, says Jensen. Casemiro might do all right in this game, though, because we're not having to get forward, so he can just sit. It really is quite a... I mean, I want to say it's a simple job, but your job is really just to shield the back four. It's half your job. You haven't got to get forward. You haven't got to be part of the build-up. It really is just side to side, protect the back four, shield the back four. I think it's gonna be difficult for Ipswich. I wouldn't be surprised if we did win it or draw. I wouldn't be surprised if Kieran McKenna came out and said it's really difficult to break a back five down with three in front of it. Like, it is difficult to break. I mean, we're literally playing a back five. So, you know, you'll get people like Robbie Savage moaning about the system, but this is where the system actually probably works quite well. Because it's a back five. It's very difficult to break down. Devon says big turnaround for Xerxes at Man United. I don't think it is a big turnaround, mate. I think the press turned it into something it wasn't. When he got subbed off that game, I think anybody would have been booed because it was more a booing at the team. I don't think Xerxes was disliked. I don't think he was written off. I just think that was just an unfortunate moment. And I've never really seen people writing Xerxes off, and neither should they be. He's a new player. Lovely play into Mazraoui. Could have been a free kick. I mean, we're going to struggle to get forward, but... Put the defenders up front. Our goal difference will be in positive and we'll win more games. Is imperfectly perfect. Proper relegation battle this is. But yes, let's back Ineos and Glazers so they can bleed us dry, says Naf. Has the season been your least enjoyable since starting YouTube, says Dino? Not yet. Ask me in 3 weeks. I think last season was horrific, and I think the Ranić Ollie season was the worst. Because last season was horrible, but we did win the FA Cup. This season, we are still in the FA Cup and the Europa League. So the Ollie and Ranić season was the worst for me. Ipswich on the attack. Mark, I do think Gyökeres is coming. I don't trust when they say too old. They will have Osimhen, who is the same age. Gyökeres is better, not a problem player, knows the system. We just need to win the Europa League, says Magnus. Our main signing banned for a few games. The ownership have a great redundancy plan, don't they, says Tom. Cross into the box. No, edge of the box. Plenty of red shirts. This is just about organisation and concentration now. Another corner to Ipswich. This ref hates United's forward, says Ethan. Watch the short corner, for God's sake. It's the low again. How many times? What are we doing getting done on a bloody short corner there? Switch the fuck on. Look at them all. None of them looking. That is just, again, basics. But no, I think all in all, Maguire, De Ligt, Yoro, probably been our three best players. I think Agate's put a shift in. Bruno's been okay. Xerxes done okay. That's about it. Louis says, I'm very worried about Højlund. He's lost all confidence. Yeah, and there's not a lot of people out there that want to give him any. Here's Delo. He's got no support. And there's no one in the box. Can we have another Pratt-Man rendition, says Nicola. I don't remember doing a Pratt-Man rendition. Is it worth getting Obi Martin on? Personally, no. No, I wouldn't bring him on in this game, Luke. He's not going to get any service. It's just going to be running around. Well, actually, having said that, if Xerxes knackered, I would do it, but... I'll tell you what, there's a few red seats tonight. I mean, I know we take the piss out of Man City, but there are I thought it was because of the rain in the first half, but there is a few red seats tonight. I think United are starting to panic a little bit about that because they're not selling games out at the moment. Here's Xerxes, all on his own. Wins a throw-in. Good stuff. Noticed after the Liverpool game that De Ligt isn't sliding in as much. Proper player, I like him, says Jack. Xerxes needs more praise. He's been amazing recently, says Jed. I think he's getting a lot of praise. I haven't seen... I mean, I've certainly mentioned it. I think a lot of people have mentioned it. Who do you think is United's player of the season so far, says Thomas? Well, do I have to? Do I have to? I don't know. Well done, De Ligt. Unlucky. I personally, I wouldn't really vote for anybody because it sort of makes out that they've been good, and I just think it's been. I don't think they won't. If we get knocked out of Europe and we get knocked out of the FA Cup, they won't be doing an awards show again. Remember last year they didn't do one. They won't do one again. Shaw and Mount fighting in the back room about who gets the legacy pink boots with their injury records. With Dorgu gone for a few games, it's worrying, says Wade. Red seats now. Wait until they try and fill the new stadium. Been a long time before I go to watch this live, says Stephen Barnum. Wow, look, the positive thing for me is that we're in the 76th minute. The clock is ticking down. Long may that continue. I think Everton have equalised against Brentford. 1-1. Still 0-0 between Arsenal and Forest. Tottenham still losing to Man City. Liverpool are 1-0 up against Newcastle. Jordan says this game could be an important message for progress. In previous seasons we would have given up. Now we are fighting for the win. Good block, Bruno. Casemiro. Bit of time, Bruno. Keeps it in. That was a good cross. Mark, we need a Tierney Henry who can pick up the ball and do it themselves, says Jason. We all need a Thierry Henry. Mark, it's 2013. Which of the ex-coaches post Sir Alex would you want at Man United if you had to? Jose. What? Who do I think is the best coach with? Well, Jose's the best coach, isn't it? I mean, who would I want with this set of players? It doesn't. I'm very happy with Amorim. It's just, I just think the club's, broken. We're missing Garnacho. I'm Cole. I know we're winning, and if we win, he got it right. Remember that. But I can't change what I said at half time. I think in a game like this, where you can't get numbers forward, and they're going to commit numbers forward, Garnacho running with the ball would have been a decent option. Excuse me, I'm not tired. just Bruno making me yawn because he looks absolutely knackered. Another double substitution here from Ipswich. It'll be very look, I couldn't give a toss, with all due respect, about Ed Sheeran FC, but this is why they're going to get relegated. They can't beat a team with 10 men for 45 minutes. Massive opportunity for them tonight. They've not been a threat at all, have they? I mean, look, there's still time, but they haven't been a threat at all. Defending against one of the worst teams in the league. Very long and depressing period of time ahead of us. Hope they do something in the summer, says Zaki. I do worry about Fulham on Sunday. They're a decent side who can score goals, and I don't think anybody is going to be fooled by this performance, even if we do win. It's been a very unique set of circumstances where we've defended very, very well, and we've done very well from set pieces, but that's not Manchester United, is it? We're going to have to play at home with 11 men against Fulham, and I think it's going to be a difficult game. Forget Binder, get Linda from the canteen, says Nathan. Press went for Hoyland after he went on United stand. Mark, thoughts on today's cricket match between England and Afghanistan where England lost? I didn't even know, Freaky, so thank you very much for the update. I care very little about English cricket. Yeah, it is 1-1. Brentford and Everton. O'Brien scored in the 77th minute. Arsenal not scoring again. It's almost like they should have bought a striker, isn't it? Told you so. Arteta, I told you we should have bought a striker. Arteta. Mark, done that one. Passion from Agate. Good play by De Ligt. Another corner. Zix is very tired. So CJ, I'm actually going to sit down. What am I on about? I'm meant to. You shouldn't be standing up that long. Have a sit down, Bridge. That'll do me. Right. If they score from me sitting down, I'm going to lose it. Thank God. Another corner. Tom Grant says, I've only just tuned in. Same old habits or good goals? I think that it's been a very strange game. You know, I think it's one of those where I keep hoping that we're going to see a Man United performance. I'm not that bothered about the result. I want to see a performance, and we haven't seen a performance. But we haven't seen a performance because it's been responding. It's almost like a 999 result. Emergency services, like we go 1-0 down to a mistake, we get 2-1, we get a red card, we have to defend, they equalise from a goalkeeper mistake, and then we get a goal, and then we're defending. So it's very hard to sort of judge the result because it's just been not chaotic, but just very unusual is the word I would use. I'd like to see Lindelof play a bit more, says Mikel. I think he's very underrated. I think Amorim clearly doesn't rate him, does he? Because he doesn't pick him very often. Agate's been brilliant, really. Mazraoui getting involved there. I love Agate. I love Agate. Warrior. Well, Delap's an idiot here. It's Delap. Delap causes all this. If he books Agate for this, it's a joke. Why should Agate get booked? See, Agate's going to get booked for that, and he didn't actually do anything. And Mazraoui should get a booking. I love Agate though. I mean, he's just. You're not going to go wrong if you can build a team around people like that. Just passionate and aggressive. Because I mean, Agate doesn't do anything wrong. It's a good interception. He battles hard there. And then he shoves Agate over, and then Mazraoui just comes in, and Xerxes stands over him. De Ligt and Bruno coming in and saying, "Keep your heads." Another corner for United. 85 minutes. Hope you're well. Are you doing West Ham Leicester tomorrow? No, absolutely not, Goldio. Arsenal should have gone for Jimenez, only 30 million, says Angel East. He went to Milan, didn't he? All this nonsense talk of Amorim's system not working seems he just needs to start with 10 men, says NC44. What would be your priority signing in the summer, says Ruben? There ain't just one, mate. There ain't just one. We need about 6. Agate's got so much heart, need more like him, says Brandon. Well, can we score from another corner? No, keeper's got it this time. I think there's a goal at Spurs. No, there isn't. Yeah, shit. So you've done me in the chat there on TikTok. I thought Spurs had equalised. They haven't. Bad night for North London. Arsenal drawing with Forest 0-0 and Tottenham are losing to Man City. I need a headline. Amorim's fighters. Dean says, why can't we play the game with the same passion we have defending? Because, if I'm being completely honest, Dean, it's easier to sit back and defend and fight for each other than it is to create chances. Backs against the wall, isn't it? Literally. The real quiz is... being something else. Oh, and Arna saves that one. I tell you what, if that had slipped in, I'd have bloody lost it. Well, if anybody thought that we were going to get relegated, I think tonight hopefully stops all that stupidity. I mean, we were never getting relegated anyway, but... Hey, I would have took a draw. If somebody had said to me at half time, you can have a draw, I'd have took it. So this is a positive. I mean, it's not been a great game, but a win is a win. Don't forget your player ratings. Mark every player at a 10, 6 being the average, star for your man of the match. I'd be very interested to see what some of these player ratings are like. Certainly very interested to see what you give Bruno, what you give Agate, and what you give De Ligt. If you want to do your player ratings, by the way, make sure you're registered to do it. That's how we do it now after a few problems with the old system. Links in the live chat, and it's in the video description. Just username is your email, put a password, you'll get a confirmation email, then you log in, you can do your player ratings. As I say, every player out of 10, 6 being the average star for your man of the match. And also, I will put it on the screen for you now. You can scan the QR code and do it that way as well if you want to. From Fast to Fight, says Chris, I'd give you 7 out of 10 without the glasses, says Ollie. Oh, okay. 10-man dance, says Alex Sass as a headline. What's your opinion on Bruno today, says Shan. Oh, well, I'll keep that for the match reaction. I wasn't happy with Bruno against Everton. Cole says, how are we doing player ratings now? I've just explained that. Amorim's few fighters, says Scott. And even though our bench is shit, is it really worse than the bench of the historical 7-8 worst teams? How much we only rely on the starting 11, says Sam. Yeah, I mean, he's made one sub, hasn't he, really? One was enforced because of the red card. I'm surprised, actually. But he'll never. The problem is, it's a little bit like Ten Hag. You're never going to take Yoro, De Ligt or Maguire off in a game like this. You can't take Mazraoui off because you've only just brought him on. And he never subs Delo or Bruno. So the only other sub he could have made was Xerxes, and that would mean using a 17-year-old kid. So I suppose it's a bit like Ten Hag. You could tell he wasn't going to make certain subs after a certain time. Headline Mark, sit down Prathurst, says Ian. Well, he better be giving De Ligt at least a 6.5 today. I'd give him a 7. Important goal, very good defensive display. I think if you have a good defensive display, I think as a centre back, if you have a good game and a goal, you've got to start minimum 7. Wolf in Blue says, what's the best, most realistic way this season ends for United? Europa League. Back in the Champions League. Ipswich in crisis, says Sam the Man. Ipswich relegated. Yeah, they've messed up. TNT have given Bruno man of the match again. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Lindelof and Eriksson coming on here. Well, I tell you what, from 2-2 at half time, if you'd said we were going to win this game, I think we'd all have took that. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way. Please do subscribe. Xerxes coming off. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. We're only 100 subscribers away from 243,000 now. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in there. Thanks for all the follows. Gavin Wilson, Will, Master, James, Uzai, Cams. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the league, by the way, we are still in 15th place. Oh no, I think we've moved up a place. Actually, we're above West Ham, but they play. I don't know whether we actually have I updated that. No, we're up to 14th. We're up to 14th. We've got 33 points. Level with Spurs. How are we level with Spurs? See, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, there's this myth that we've like lost loads and loads of games. We've I wrote this down the other day. So we've won 7, drawn 2, and lost 3 since New Year's Day. So we've won 7, drawn 2, and lost 3. Now the way these system merchants would have you believe, we've lost our last 10 in a row. But 7 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. I do feel there is a little bit of a agenda out there where people just want to be proved right about systems, and that's not catastrophic when it's not his set of players. We've had loads of injuries and we know we're pretty shit. 7 wins, 2 draws and 3 losses. No, we haven't lost 12 since New Year's Day, mate, Scott. You know these things on the side of your head? They're not just flaps of skin. They're actually ears. I said since January the 1st. Delit's my man of the match, says DB7. I'm stuck between 2 players. I'll tell you on the player rating show, but I'm stuck between 2 players for my man of the match. Why is 6 the average out of 10 and not 5? Well, it's always been 6 in football. Always been 6. I don't know. Ask the people who made that up. Have you seen Tim Sherwood calling for Amorim to be sacked and saying he has an amateur way of playing? State of these pundits is sickening, says Goldia. Oh, you know what? There actually are people out there who will just say negative stuff about Man United because their careers are dead and they're totally irrelevant. So they just say shit about Man United. William, welcome to the Members Club. 1 wink, Mark. I'm almost done, says Ollie. Call out my named... Oh, God, Ollie, I just realised what you're talking about. Filth. Double D. Shout out to the fans in Old Trafford, Mark, says Double D. You never know which Bruno you're going to get, says Stephen. I'd also give you a 9.5 out of 5. Oh, Ollie, what are you talking about? Delit, man of the match. I like team fights too, says No Retreat. That's 2 super chats for Delit. Our keeper is useless. Parry the ball into danger too often. Sunday League keepers know you save away from danger. Amateur hour. Sick of him. Get rid, says Goldio. Can we play ex-United managers staff every week, says Waleed. And William has just gifted 5 memberships. Give him a shout out. Ange for play and time. Thank you very much for the follow. I don't know why we're still playing here because Arsenal and Tottenham's game finished ages ago. Man City beat Tottenham and Arsenal drew with Forest. And Brentford against Everton's finished. I don't know why we're still playing here. He's only meant to add 4 minutes and he's doubled it. This fucking ref. Just blow up, mate. How long's he going to give? He's doubled the minutes. We nearly had 98. There it is. At long last. I'd say Amorim is just relieved by that. Look at Delo. He falls over like he's had a good game. He didn't. You didn't, mate. Few people had bad games for me. We'll do the player ratings. Links in the video description. Get yourself signed up for those. Looking forward to that. Or scan the QR code. Just drop your email and a password, and then you'll get a confirmation email. Crack on with that. I'll see you live in about a couple of minutes for our match reaction. I think my man of the match might be controversial. I'm interested to see how closely my player ratings match yours. They were quite close at the weekend. Andy says, I'm taking my son to the Arsenal game. It's my first ever trip to Old Trafford. To say we're worried is an understatement. We might win that, mate. We raise it against teams like that. And also Arsenal's season's over, isn't it? So, right, I'll see you over on the match reaction. See you in a minute. Legends on